when you think about the neurological benefits of exercise and the fact that within 10 to 15 minutes, you have endorphins, you have happy chemicals going through your brain that are de-stressing you, making it more likely for you to be able to sleep that night, de-stressing you. You immediately feel better than you felt beforehand. And then if you keep that up every day, within a week or two, your life starts to genuinely feel differently. And so I've been trying to bring my audience along with me on this journey doing that. It's called Move for Your Mind.
How dare you exercise? How dare you enjoy it?
But I found a way that is like in baggy clothes, eating sugary snacks, so we can divorce the idea of calories out, calories in. We're going against all of exercise culture and all of diet culture, because exercise culture and diet culture are just married now. And so we've kind of created this slightly anarchist, rebellious, like exercise.
Don't work out, but make sure you're moving.
But you can look ridiculous. I look ridiculous.
Sure.
I have no.
That's great.
Like swag. I don't know if that's the right
Don't
word,
work out for Instagram. Don't work out for Instagram.
No,
work
no
out for
one's
yourself.
going to want to see that. But dance in your kitchen, do things that are free, lift water bottles, lift your dog, lift your child. Go for a walk every day. Do simple things. Buy a $300 walking machine, which might be expensive for some people, but some people it might be affordable. So if you're a woman and you're afraid of walking at night, I walk on that and I watch my favorite TV shows, and then I get my half an hour a day, and then I feel amazing and I have a great night's sleep. I sound smug and disgusting. I hate myself. I promised myself I would never be this person.
Or a healthy person.
An exercising person, but we're trying to find unpretentious, fun and welcoming ways for people at any size or with any disability or any stage of pregnancy to join us and not feel ostracized.
That's cool.
Because we still, whenever there's a plus size line for exercise workout, the world goes mad. So what did you want them to wear when they were exercising? You want these people to exercise and work out and be healthy. What do you want them to be naked in the gym? The gyms are not a very friendly space. So it's just about finding an alternative way to democratize exercise and bring it back to the people. It was ours. It got industrialized like a matter of decades ago and turned into this exclusive club where you have a uniform. Why do you need a uniform?
Yeah, unless you're playing a professional sport.
Honestly, well, you have this uniform that's getting sexier and sexier and sexier every year for all the genders. And it's becoming more and more about just becoming a billboard for other people. No one's thinking about the inside. It's all very punitive. It's so punitive. Like no pain, no gain is the stupidest slogan of our generation. One of.
Right. Well, it's also with men. It's like you just see men just shirtless everywhere who are just shredded and probably on steroids or human growth hormone. And so they're just like so ripped that you're just like, most men are like, I could never get to that point.
Yeah. But that. Get to happy.
Right, exactly.
That person might be struggling with an eating disorder or some sort of body dysmorphia or orthorexia.
Right.
You don't need to. We don't know what everyone's story is. Just focus on being happier in an hour than you are right now.
Yeah.
Feeling autonomous. So many of us don't feel autonomous in the world because there's so much chaos and we're doom scrolling and we're looking at how the world is falling apart and our kids are changing faster than we were at their age, and everyone feels so like, oh my God, it feels like I'm in quicksand all of the time. It's like it's a quick way to immediately feel like, okay, my feet are back on the ground. And it's just temporary, but then you do it again.
Absolutely.
And so that's a big part of what we're doing over at iWay is exercise culture, but also neurology and learning that
that's cool.
You can really make fundamental quick changes, that it doesn't just have to be medication. I'm pro medication. And it doesn't just having to be access to the best therapy, which no one can afford en masse. There are so many ways you can rewire your own brain. And I think these people like Dr. Caroline Leaf, who was both on our podcast, are fantastic and important. And they're about no longer succumbing just to big pharma, but giving the power back to the people to have autonomy in their own recovery.
Absolutely.
It's empowering.
That's inspiring. So what I'm hearing you say is that when you started to talk to neurologists or brain scientists, you started to learn these ideas just make you happier and healthier overall. And so you started, mortifying yourself by doing these things.
Yeah.
That's great. And you started to see results.
Instagram Live, yeah.
And you started to see results.
Yeah. I'm happier than I've ever been. I'm way nicer than I used to be. You see it.
Yeah, exactly. I could feel the energy right away when you walked in here. I go, something has shifted within you.
Yeah.
Not that you're bad before. I said it was just like,
no, but I was defensive.
You had more of an aggressive energy, right?
I was defensive. And I think there's nothing wrong with a little bit of female aggression, but I do think that what I had was more of a defensive energy.
Maybe that's what it was.
Again, I was flying so high and everyone was congratulating me so much that I was like, I was just waiting for the shoe shop. And also every podcast I went on, someone was trying to trap me or, you know, and so I didn't know what you were going to be like. Like, I didn't know what
Hopefully you
anyone
didn't think I would try to trap
you.
you.
No, great. I had you on my podcast. We had a great time.
Yeah.
It's just, I just didn't know who to trust. I knew that the other shoe was going to drop like any moment. And I just didn't know when it was going to happen. And I had this anxiety. And I think also because everything was happening so fast and because I had that anxiety, I think that also accounts for some of my worse, like my poorer decisions with things that I said publicly, subjects I wade into. Why am I talking about global conflict? What do I know about global conflict? But I felt pressured to, because people are like, your silence on this is deafening. And so you're like, I don't want them to think I don't care. I want them to know I care about their country, but I don't know anything about their country.
That's one of the biggest things when people say, I can't believe you're not supporting this or this or this or this, and you not saying something means you don't support it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I just don't know what to say. Like,
yeah, and you're expected, because I know the one thing about eating disorders, I'm expected to know everything about everything, and my bad for trying to jump in when I didn't know, because I only ever created more mess, and for some reason the media, like, I can, and it can make a headline. So like and I don't know why, but they know that I'm divisive. They know I'm controversial. They know that I'm outspoken. They and then they further polarize me by making the headline as egregious as possible and violent as possible. It's always Jameela. Jamil slammed, and often I've just did a really thoughtful thing with like a love heart. Right. Not always. Right. Sometimes.
Yeah. What did it feel like to you when, you know, you had people that were maybe seemed like friends or acquaintances, but when you were going through your stuff in the media and people, you know, went against you or just stopped talking to you for a period of time, how did it make you feel? And how is your relationship with certain people like that once they started to come back around?
They'll never be back on the inside ever. And I think it can be helpful in moments like that, as heartbreaking as they are, because it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
And you felt you feel very betrayed, and you also like judge your own sense of judgment. You question yourself, which is never nice. It's a shaky feeling when you can't trust your gut instinct. But truly, it's also an extraordinary magnifying glass of clarity that I'm so grateful for, because I have this extraordinary pool of people now left who I know have got my back, who don't care, who don't look at the internet, who challenge me when I'm wrong with grace and love. And they maintain the most fundamental quality that I think we all need, which is to have the benefit of the doubt.
100%.
It's the benefit of the doubt is going to carry us to a better society.
Yes, it is.
I have noticed our community move towards a place that doesn't resonate with me at all. And I feel as though I have some sort of responsibility as to being a part of the wave that created this. But it feels like Frankenstein, where I had no idea what